Volcano Bay is Universal Orlando's only water park, and they treat it as equal to their huge theme parks. So, is Volcano Bay really that good? Should you spend a day here? And if you already are planning on doing it, what do you need to know before you arrive? That's what this video is for. This is a crash course in Volcano Bay, baby. Let's get it going. I've got like 10-ish minutes. I'm going to tell you everything you need to know. Let's go. Volcano Bay is located pretty close to Universal Orlando's North Campus. That's closer to Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure, but it's actually kind of in between that and Epic Universe. The park is themed around the Watori people who traveled the ocean searching for the mythical Kanuku fish that led them to this island paradise. The centerpiece is the massive Krakatau volcano, which stands 200 feet tall. You can see it from I-4. At night, the volcano even transforms with fiery lava effects. And if you look closely, you can see some of the slides on that baby.
Yep. Nowhere to go.
Well, that's good. You don't have any legs.
To do.
I mean, you're kind of chilling. That's nice. As you can probably tell, Volcano Bay is very themed. It's also huge. If you're used to the Disney World water parks or your water parks at home, this one's a whole lot bigger. Volcano Bay is divided into 3 main villages surrounding the volcano. There is the Wave Village where you enter, which has Watori Beach, the massive wave pool at the base of the volcano with multi-directional waves, plus the Reef, which has a calmer leisure pool adjacent to the beach. Up in the back, we have the River Village. River Village is home to Krakatau Aqua Coaster, which is the headliner attraction. It's a 4-person canoe that uses linear induction motor technology to pull you uphill through the volcano's dark twists and turns. This is absolutely a must-do for pretty much everyone in the group. It is so much fun. This is also home to Honu Ika Moana, which are 2 separate multi-passenger raft slides. Honu, the turtle, sweeps across massive dual walls, while Ika Moana, the whale, is a longer twisting journey. And finally, we have Tatiki Reef and Runamaka Reef, which are massive interactive play areas designed for toddlers and children with small rides and water effects. There's more, but that's kind of the highlights. Over in Rainforest Village, you'll find Te Awa, the Fearless River, a swift-moving, high-speed whitewater river, basically a fast-moving lazy river. It's so much fun, my favorite thing here. There's also Maku Puihi Round Raft Rides, North America's first saucer ride that sends rafts spinning around high-banked curves. Tanawa Tubes are 4 separate twisting slides inspired by snake-like tree roots. And then Oya and Oh No drop slides, 2 slides that launch you 4 and 6 feet above the water. For this one, you do have to be a stronger swimmer as the pool is about 10 feet deep. Finally, on the volcano itself, we have Ko'okiri Body Plunge, a near vertical 70-degree drop through a trapdoor from the very top of the volcano. I have done this one time. I'm not sure I'll ever do it again. There's also Kala and Tainui serpentine body slides that are twin drop doors that plunge guests simultaneously down clear intertwining tubes. Punga Racers is a racing slide that sends single riders through underwater sea caves. And Kopiko Wai Winding River is a lazy river that takes you through the caves under the volcano. I don't know if you're gonna believe me on this one, but Volcano Bay is also home to some of the best theme park food in Orlando. Yes, better than Disney in the parks. Not even just at the water parks. The food here is like shockingly good. It's even good if you have dietary restrictions. My friend Breedlove, who's a vegan, had plant-based chorizo tacos and said they were better than anything plant-based he's had at Disney recently. And Disney does plant-based really well, so pretty wild. So yes, Volcano Bay certainly features a step up from typical park fare and a couple steps up from typical water park fare with South Pacific inspired flavors. There are several spots around Volcano Bay where you can try some delicious food like Kohola Reef Restaurant and Social Club. This one is located in Wave Village and is the spot for coconut crusted fried chicken and Hawaiian ribs. You can also find Waka Waiwai Eats with island barbecue chicken pizza and unique tropical salads. The Feasting Frog, which is a quick service window that offers snacks and light bites, surprisingly good ones at that. And of course, there are other spots around Volcano Bay as well that offer really iconic snacks, including the famous Watori Fusion ice cream from Coco Paroka. It's a colorful swirl of orange, blue raspberry, strawberry, and banana. If you're the type who a water park and tropical vibes makes you want to drink, you can head to Kanuku Boat Bar and Dancing Dragons. Now, most of the time, these have big colorful sails for you to walk towards, although this one is down right now. But these are the beach bars where you can find specialty cocktails like the Waiwaitini or tropical frozen drinks. Now, what about getting to Volcano Bay? Well, there's a couple of ways. If you're staying on site at Universal Orlando Resort and you're staying at Universal Cabana Bay Beach Resort or Aventura Hotel, there is a dedicated walking path just for you. All you have to do is show your room key. All other resort guests can take a bus directly to the park. If you are staying off of Universal property at Disney or elsewhere, you park in the main Universal City Walk garage and follow the signs to the dedicated Volcano Bay shuttle bus. Make sure to let the parking attendants know that you're headed to Volcano Bay, because that'll direct you to the Volcano Bay parking, which is much easier to use than if you accidentally go to the other parking. And a pro tip here, Universal Hotel guests do get early park admission, usually about 30 minutes early. So you can head straight to that aqua coaster, Krakatoa, to beat the morning rush. Now, Volcano Bay is usually open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., but if you want a different kind of experience, I've got a bit of a recommendation for you. Let's talk about Volcano Bay Nights. If you're visiting in the summer of 2026, you can party under the stars with Volcano Bay Nights. This is a separately ticketed after-hours beach bash, and it takes place select nights from May 3rd through August 21st, 2026. This event includes access to the park from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m., but you can get in as early as 4 p.m. It has shorter wait times for major attractions like the aqua coaster and a pretty empty Te Awa Fearless River. There is a live DJ at Waturi Beach with games and activities, plus there's character meet and greets from DreamWorks films like Shrek and Madagascar. On top of that, tickets include a complimentary Coca-Cola Freestyle souvenir cup and specialty complimentary bites like blue raspberry churro bites or garlic parmesan popcorn. The best part is this event can actually be cheaper than a standard park day ticket. So if you want to see a full breakdown of Volcano Bay Nights, that is on the channel right now, where Breedlove checked it out for us. And spoiler alert, he loved it. He was like, why would you ever go during the day? So let's hit a bit on the pros and cons of Volcano Bay to help you decide if a visit is right for you. Pros, this park has super innovative water rides. The aqua coaster is a world-class engineering marvel and very famous among water park enthusiasts. There's also incredibly immersive theming, and the water around the park is heated so that you stay comfortable no matter what time of year you come. Late winter is actually one of my favorite times to come to Volcano Bay, just before spring break especially, because it's so empty and so peaceful and relaxing. It's like taking a tropical vacation steps away from literally one of the most annoying highways ever to exist. I don't know how they do it. Volcano Bay is also a cashless experience. You can link your card and use Tap to Pay or Universal's Pay. If you're interested, there's also cabanas and premium seating available. And Volcano Bay has tons of Coca-Cola Freestyle machines where you can use those Universal Freestyle refill cups, where you can pay and get your refills all day. Now, for the cons, reasons you might choose not to do Volcano Bay. Most of the major slides require a 48-inch height. So if you've got littles that aren't quite that tall yet, and they love the big slides, you may want to put it off. Now, there are options geared towards younger kids, so you still might want to come. But if you've got those kids that are not quite that height requirement and will want to do the big slides, maybe just wait until they get a little taller. There is also planned maintenance coming to Volcano Bay. Yes, the park is scheduled to close for maintenance from October 26th, 2026 through March 24th, 2027 or earlier. So there will be some extended downtime with Volcano Bay this year. If your Universal trip is in that window, you're gonna have to wait till the next one to visit Volcano Bay. Now, a reminder, this is Orlando, so another con is weather. Like all water parks, lightning will shut everything down, and Florida afternoon storms are super common, especially in the summer, in storm season. If Volcano Bay is a major priority for you and having a great day here is a major priority, when you're choosing those dates for your trip, make sure you're keeping an eye on when storm season is. We're flirting with danger today. The storm clouds keep looking scary and then not looking scary, but I think we're gonna be okay. Sometimes in the very busiest of times, it can feel like there's a bit of a lack of seating. Now, there's a ton of seating in Volcano Bay, but Volcano Bay can also get slammed in the summer. So just be prepared to come early to make sure you're grabbing seats that you want. And another note is that Volcano Bay is not the most accessible of theme park offerings. Many of slides are not accessible, and there's actually a lot of stairs around Volcano Bay. Even if mobility isn't something that your party has to worry about, you will end up on a lot of stairs if you want to do those slides. It's not like the Disney parks where the stairs are more limited, you can take a ski lift. The stairs go all the way up to the top of the volcano, and they are tiring. And if you get up to the top and decide you don't want to do the slide because it's scary up there, you then have to walk all the way back down, which I guess is more encouragement to do the slide that you're scared of. One more piece of housekeeping is that there are tons of locker pavilions located all around Volcano Bay. Now, locker rental does cost money. I do tend to do it, however, just because I don't like to be hampered by my bag when I'm running around. I can keep just my phone on me in a waterproof case and use it to tap to pay, or sometimes I even leave that in a locker and just completely disconnect. I know, scary. But look at that volcano. Doesn't it make you want to disconnect? This is just a quick overview of Volcano Bay, and if you want to learn more about it, we do have full perfect days of Volcano Bay on the channel right now, as well as challenges where we visit and ride everything Volcano Bay in one day, so we can give you all the best tips. If you are still here, please like this video and drop the secret code in the comments so we know you made it all the way. Plus, don't forget to subscribe. We upload tips, tours, games, and more from Universal and beyond all week, because we are serious about fun. See you next time.